Okay, so for this example here, we're going to change it to 3D, and so I know this is the x, y, and z component for P, and Q is similar. And so I want to write down the position vector OP. Well, the position vector is synonymous with a point, but if I write it as a vector, I'm going to get -3, 1, and 2. If I want to calculate PQ vector, again, I'm going to go the head, Q, minus P. So I'm going to go 3, subtract 2. Oh, start with the x's. So let's start out with the x. 1, subtract a -3 is going to be 4. -1, subtract 1 is going to be -2. And 3, subtract 2 is going to be 1. There is our vector PQ. Now, finding the magnitude of PQ, well, we just take our formula for magnitude and we expand it to 3 dimensions. And so that's going to end up being the square root of the x value squared plus the y value squared plus the z value squared. So I get the square root of 16 plus 4 plus 1, which is equal to the square root of 21, is the exact value of the magnitude of PQ. That's how long the vector is. D says, find the midpoint of vector PQ. Now this is a different question than just find the midpoint of segment PQ. Segment PQ, you would have to find the midpoint of these 2 points. But if I want vector PQ, that's the same thing as saying half PQ will be 2, -1, and 1/2. And then finally, if I'm going to do E part, which is probably the most interesting of them all, PQ is equal to KP10T. So if I take PQ, let me tidy this up a little bit first. So if I take PQ here, I know that this is equal to K times P times 10 times T. And what this means is that these 2 vectors are parallel because this is larger by some value K. And so I know that 4 has to equal to KP, the x value, and that -2 is equal to K10, K times 10, and that 1 is equal to KT for the z values. Well, clearly I can see that K is equal to -1/5 if I divide by 10. So that means if 4 is equal to -1/5 P, P is equal to -20. There's P. And finally, the last one, if K is equal to -1/5 T, T is equal to -5. And so I know that this vector is parallel to PQ, and it is 1/5 the size, or this is 5 times in the negative direction of PQ.